kept it stacked with it on me. Your angels who got up there.
Let's step up in this weight class, exercise the weight blast. On your heart, put a fake badge, guarantee get a great pass. We building a great mass, morning pause to break fast. But in the spirit, don't break fast, so fast break, make the pace last. We stand on face scale, live life, let it weigh well. Testimony, straight tell, so many blessings break the scales. Escaping the dumb hell, lift his name like dumbbells. Drop a Christ, be a dumb fail, them righteous prayers must prevail. Speak up, no mumble lips, clear sound, no muffled grip. Serving God on that humble tip, run and jump through the humble flips.
Kinfolk, Berty Pro, let's go.
This is all I love, yeah. This is all I love. Save me from what I love. Save me. This is all I love, yeah. This is all I love. Save me from what I love. Save me. Save me from what I love. I'm loving your will, Lord, it's complicated. I'm loving your way, Lord, I'm dedicated. I'm giving my time, Lord, I'm motivated. But I'm stuck in the flesh, Lord, it's activated. Time after I be trying, I be crying, Lord, I'm dying. I be sighing, I be lying with the snow, the nine of my flesh, I'm a mess, trying to pass the test. It's the lust I undress in my mind's eye. Gotta trust in your words that I'm defined by. Gotta walk up in the spirit, I'm aligned by. Designed by, give me, I reject the word I'm not confined by. Wanna see you like I'm Sinai, East Shanghai. I be fighting like Eli now. Run that more time, proud of life, I push it down now to the ground now. No more boasting, it was hellbound. We gon' wear crowns. This is all I love, yeah. This is all I love. Save me from what I love. Save me. This is all I love, yeah. This is all I love. Save me from what I love. Save me. Save me from what I love.
No plans, Lord, I give you my ambitions. I only will to sit at the foot of your throne and listen. I done had enough of the time, so I was leading and driven myself into a mirage of my wants. It was in oblivion. Now I'm praying, Father, give me what it is you want from me. Exceeding abundantly above all that I ask a thing. Keep my eyes stayed up on you, Lord. No, I don't wanna blink. And don't give me too much that I forget you. I don't wanna sink. You know the plans you have for me. You leading, I don't need to see. Don't want the devil making me something that I don't wanna be. I submit to you, Lord. Resist the devil, so he gotta flee. He mad cause he ain't got nothing I want, cause I ain't got a fee. I know that all that's in the world is eager to impart the lust of the flesh, eyes and pride of life like a door. The devil wanna devour me, I gotta stay on guard, so I delight myself in you. Put your desires in my heart.
This is all I love, yeah. This is all I love. Save me from what I love. Save me. This is all I love, yeah. This is all I love. Save me from what I love. Save me. Save me from what I love.
It ain't hard to decide who I love without your sunshine. It ain't hard to decide who I love.
Between you and
I pray to the Father, I don't get rejected. My brother, my sister, my cousin, my uncle was ready for me to come through with it, bringing the truth with it, and I ain't talking no weapons.
I'm praying, I'm slaying those demons higher. I'm praying, I'm slaying those demons.
My rock and my shield, I'm never afraid. The Holy Spirit got me every day. Talk to my conscience whenever I pray. When I repent and wash my sins away. Slaying them demons, I will not retreat. Cause the Messiah will not be defeated. I feed on scriptures, bon appetit. Renewing my spirit whenever I need it. For my people, I'ma cry out loud. Praise and worship in my house. You hear the wisdom coming out my mouth. I see the vision, 144,000. Yeah, I'm standing on kingdom business. If you sinners do not repent, yeah, it's about to be a killing. With a higher you be is finished.
Shalom, my peoples. Welcome to another great conversation at IMTV Talks. Man, I am talking with the man, the designer, David Myers. Shalom, Ak, how you doing?
Hey, shalom, shalom, peace and blessings to you. I'm doing just fine. I can't complain not one bit. Y'all's good.
All Definitely. The time.
Yeah.
Man, so can you share with the people where you from?
Well, actually, I'm from the 313 Detroit, aka Detroit, Michigan. You know, born, somewhat raised, and then my pops moved out to the suburbs and been kind of, on my peaceful journey out this way, for the time being. But definitely born and raised in the hood, so to speak.
For sure, man. So, and can you share how you began walking with the Most High?
Absolutely. And it was really phenomenal. And really, me and my brother, I'll talk about him a little bit later, but me and him actually came to the truth around the same time. And during this time, we were living out he was living out in Westland, and I was kind of chilling over his house for the majority of the time. But, we've been in music since as long as we can remember. I mean, we had a rap group called DGC back in the day, Detroit Gutter Cats, and then that kind of rolled over to Messiah Music Movement, and we were really kind of seeking the Most High, still not really understanding our lineage at that time, but definitely a huge jump from what we were speaking content wise into speaking righteous wise, and then the kind of what we're doing now. We got a lot of things in the works in the future, but going back to what the question you had asked, we've always, on the music tip, just been together, man. It just is what it is. But when we first came into the truth, it was awesome. And I remember there was a family across the street, and just full of zeal, and just we Israel, all of this. And the first thing that Abba really had me and my brother to do was just start making staffs. And of course we were all throughout the Old Testament, Deuteronomy, just Moses, his story, and the commandments, and going over those, just drilling those and everything. But like I said, it was just me and him. And I remember that summer too. Like it was yesterday, it was real hot, and we just went in the back, got some knives, and then just start carving. We was listening to Israelite music at that time, and just, like I said, we've always been nice on the mic, so to speak. So it was just like, bro, it's people like this spitting for the truth, like for real, for real. So and that was basically how it started. And like literally people started coming by, like, what are y'all doing? Because two black dudes chilling on the porch with a stick with a knife carving it. You're gonna ask questions. He said, you're gonna ask questions. And that was when we basically started letting people know just about their lineage. So like literally, like I said, it was just me and him, and it literally brought the whole entire block together. So it's like people were going to find us sticks so we could make them staffs. And it was like people were coming around the corner, like, well, can we get one? And we wound up starting a ministry shortly after that, by the name of Remnant Regrafted, and was holding Shalom over the phone, like a Bible study, so to speak. So, our entrance into the truth was just phenomenal, and it was unity. It wasn't necessarily separatism with all these different camps and Yahweh versus Yahuwah or Yahweh Shai or Yeshua, type of thing. But it was literally genuine, and it was unity. It was like, I think about it was just awesome, and it still is awesome. But me and his journey into the truth, it was just phenomenal, seeing the power. And, not really knowing much about it, but just literally showing that love and excitement. Like, bro, you know who you are. You know who we are. You know who the Heavenly Father is, and, and everything. And it was just the sheer love and unity brought people together. And it wasn't even Israel. It was, Mexican people, black people over there. Like, oh, y'all guys, well, let us get one. That's what's up. They was listening to what we were saying too. Like, oh, okay. But it's just interesting how truth in its purest form has the ability to bring people together outside of our physical ability or our vernacular ability. Via music or whatever the case may be,
True that, man.
Yeah.
For sure. It does, man. So, man, yeah, I've been on, for real, I've been doing a lot. Like, I've been knowing Sister Delta for about a couple of years now, and I've done some work with her at the Light Hebrew magazine. And I've been seeing some of the graphics, you're created for, man, which is dope. And I see that you, it's called the Light LLC. How did you begin the Light LLC?
Okay. Well, first off, the Light LLC is an acronym that's let your imagination guide higher thinking, is what it stands for. But it's like, I'm gonna go with this. One of the main scriptures with Light LLC is actually Deuteronomy 8:18, and that reads, "And you shall remember Yahweh your Elohim, for it is He that gives you the power to get wealth." And when you look at that word power, look up that word in its Hebrew definition. It's actually more so referring to your actual divine abilities, like your natural abilities and talents. So nobody wants to work a 9-to-5, and and even the way that the enemy has it set up, just taking all of your life force, your juice, your longevity, you work a job for 30 years, you get off, they give you a gold watch, and then you retire, and then your bones is aching and broken, you can't even do anything you want to do, and then it just is what it is, and certainly that's not what Abba wanted for any of us, not even a little bit. And then also I think about that, the story, the parable of the talents, and that one dude that had the talent and didn't multiply it, and vanished away, weeping and gnashing of teeth. And it's multiple examples throughout the scriptures about people not doing what they were supposed to do, with whatever, whether it was a word or whether it was a job to do, them getting in trouble for it. But going back to what you were saying, just as far as your gifts and talents, and it's like, really, that's where Light LLC comes into play, to shine a light on those gifts and talents, and to really stir up the gift. A lot of people know that, I'm good at this or I'm good at that, but to, and all praises to the Most High, Abba, He's given me an eye to see, those gifts and talents in people beyond what they can see in them. So it's like, using that eye that He's given me to really just, like, look, man, you got something. I don't know if anybody else has told you this, I believe in you, Yah believes in you. He's the one that gave you the gift. Just let me work with you, let me, I do free consultations too for people that are kind of on the fences. Well, I want to do this and want to do that, and just kind of, bring it up out of them and kind of point them in the right direction, so to speak. But honestly, that's what it's, that's what it's about. And it's like, I was giving me this ability to create, and it's like I said, it's it's definitely His gift, and it's like, literally, He has me just stewardship over it. It's like, the older that I get, the more I want to take a hands-off approach. I know that sounds funny, because it's like, I gotta be hands-on to create, but it's like, I take a hands-off approach just to really, for humility's sake, one, but two, just to, let it be known to the Heavenly Father that this is your gift that I'm in stewardship of right now. It's not mine. You gave it to me. It had nothing to do with me. So as long as I'm in this body, I'm gonna use these gifts, to give you the glory. And honestly, that's what it's about. I want to see everybody succeed. You know, I want to see everybody an entrepreneur. I want to see everybody, you know, whether you making clothes, whether you making beats, whether you making music, whether you cooking food, it doesn't matter, you know, but it's shining a light on that and bringing that to the forefront so we don't have to depend on the different systems of the government, and we can literally solely depend on Abba.
True that.
So, you know, that's pretty much what the gist of Lil C was, you know.
Man, that is super cool. So besides the Light Hebrew magazine, what are some other companies you worked with before?
I do a lot of graphic design work. Man, I just work with so many people, like I said, from, and even in the world too, just, you know, shining a light. I mean, I've done logos for therapists. I mean, I've done logos for, like I said, for cooking purposes. I mean, honestly, it really doesn't end. You know, I kind of try to have my hands in everything, and that's a beautiful thing too. So always got things coming my way and just kind of moving and shaking. Oh, okay, I know him. Well, why don't you go holler at him? And, you know, I'm always about networking and connecting, or, you know, whatnot.
For sure.
Definitely.
Man, so something new I'm doing for the show. It's called Music Inspiration. So I'm gonna call out a few songs, and I just want you to simply share what these songs mean to you. So the first one I want to call out is Eliyah Israel, Made in His Image.
Hey, man, I mean, that's a phenomenal track. And just to give you a little bit of backstory, because I've actually worked with him on a couple of things too. Like a couple of years back, I was an executive producer and creator of a show called Logos Classic, which most high willing, we're going to be doing more of a reboot of that moving forward. But working with him and his lyrical abilities is just phenomenal. And then beyond that, I mean, you know, he's constantly posting encouraging words and just, you know, things to make you think, and, you know, things to make you level up on Facebook. And even I'm working with him on a few different projects that he's doing right now. But when you talk about inspiration, and that track too, definitely Made in His Image. And it's like, I feel like that's powerful, because like we be forgetting that sometimes, you know, when, you know, life hits us, or when the enemy is shooting them fiery darts or whatnot. Like, bro, don't forget who you're created in the image and after the likeness of, you know, and who our Abba is. And, you know, when we're walking in our true divine power, authority, and dominion, can't really be stopped by anyone, you know. And it's like, I feel like, you know, we need to have that reminded of us every day, you know, multiple times a day, you know. That's just what I think as far as that goes. But going back to the question, he's a phenomenal brother to work with. You know, the flow is just definitely light years beyond the norm. And, you know, I'm grateful that the Most High brought us together, because like I said, beyond the musical tip, you know, he's a really solid brother. Really solid brother. Every angle. Most definitely.
Man. So the next song I want to name is Go KU, Sister Shalom, Don't Let the Devil Ride.
Sister Shalom. She's another one. I really like that track too. But, you know, she's another one that I work with the Logos Classic, and she was on the Akodi side of it. But I to this day, I haven't really seen any a sister really with those kind of bars. And she be real with it too. It's like, that's the thing. It's like, usually you can, and not saying that other people aren't real with it, but, and I don't know a lot about her story. Like I said, I've only worked with her, like, you know, just via Logos Classic, and that was it. So, you know, but you can tell that she's gone through some things, and she, you know, does a really good job at transferring, you know, what you're going through onto the track, and in a very crispy way. So it's like, anybody that's able to tell their story in that type of a way, you know, definitely is phenomenal. And that track too, definitely phenomenal. But she, you know, bars for days. And like I said, I'm just not used to necessarily seeing that on the more Akodi side of the spectrum. Maybe I just don't know a lot of, you know, sisters doing it like that. But, you know, all praises, most definitely.
All praises. Now this next song, look, I love listening to this guy too. On True Judah, Good Morning.
Hey, that's my guy too. And like I said, gotta bring it on back to the Logos Classic, because he was actually my well, he was the co-host of that show. And he welcomed me with open arms. And like I said, it was actually his platform that we were airing that show off of. So I mean, the fact that he was just and that was my first time in an executive producer role, at all. I mean, at all. So it was like, just being welcome. I do a lot of things, but I feel like he was the first one to where I really felt like, okay, this is what's up. And I feel like we connected, and I definitely felt the partnership there. It's like I work with people, but it was just we clicked. And even when we were just interviewing or just talking to the different contestants, it was like, bro, it was perfect. And I definitely got to get at him too, because I want him to be a part of that reboot when we when we do reboot it, y'all willing, in the future. But that song too, man. I mean, he just got a West Coast vibe. I don't even know what to say. Like I said, I'm Midwest day twice, so it's like but he definitely just got a laid back with it, man. And I like it. I've always been more of a cool, laid back type of cat anyway. So it's like I definitely can appreciate that type of vibe in regards to just feel good truth music. Most definitely.
For sure. And this next song, again, I love this one too. Monologue, my God, let the OG talk.
Hey, bro, what is there to say about him? Like, really? I mean, his flow is just, especially that song, man. He just came with the stank, man. I don't even know what to say. The majority of the music that I listen to him is just so raw. He's just so raw with it. And once again, I can appreciate that. Growing up where I did, and just the nature of my life and just everything, it's like I can appreciate it. I appreciate the testimony. It's like I think about that scripture, the devil was destroyed for the blood of the lamb and the word of the testimony, paraphrasing that. But it's that testimony that I feel like the people really need to be speaking on, that's really going to draw people out of the darkness into Abba's marvelous light. We supposed to be, that's us, that's our job. But it's like, once again, it's the same thing with Sister Shalom too, what I was saying, but just being able to really capture that authenticity. And I say it because it's a lot of people that aren't authentic in this quote unquote truth game, and you can see it. And not to mention, we're in the season of Abba exposing people. It is what it is. So it's like, to even going through that and still having solid, people that can, tell the truth, tell their testimony in a really crispy, rhythmic pattern, and get your groove in. But it's, even at the same time, it's just like, well, all praises. This is what's up. To have something righteous to kind of move and groove to, so to speak. So everything that I've heard from him has been phenomenal. Just, I haven't heard anything that was less than a 9 from him, including that song. So it's like, bro, salute to him. I think he was on he might have been on the Logos Classic one time as a judge or a guest judge. I might be wrong about that. I had to double check, but I think he might have been on there one time. But he a solid dude too. I definitely want to work with him, in the near future.
Cool.
Definitely.
Cool. Man, so the next song I want to call out is Messiah Music Movement, and the name of the song is Transform.
Now, I had to throw my group on there to show some love, because like I said, me and my big Ak Yanapot, he's gonna be we're in the works of putting together another CD. But that was actually came off of our first album. This was years ago, and it was by the name of Transformed. Man, I didn't know which one I wanted to do, whether Transformed or Hang On, because those are really two of my favorite songs on there. Because once again, we really just poured our soul out on that. And it was more so just about what we were going through at that time. And it's interesting, and I'll say this, death and life are definitely in the power of the tongue. We know this. Yeah. And the scriptures say it, and we live it. But it was like, we wrote that probably back in like 2011 or 2012. And honestly, I can say a vast majority of what I wrote in that CD, I lived it after I wrote it. So I'm like, ugh. Maybe I should, granted it was about the testimony, but even the next CD that we're doing, just understanding the power of your words, maybe be a little bit more specific in what we're doing instead of type of thing. But I did want to spit my verse though from Hang On right quick, if you don't mind, because it was like not even just about it was just me, So okay, for sure. So it go like this. Likewise, this mind can't help it from wondering. Hard times, soup lines, people really struggling. Pink slips, broke whips, people turn to hustling. We your people be in trouble, need a blessing on the double. Couple inches from my wits end. Victim of the system, got me wishing for a better. Got me wishing for a better. You got me on that one, man. I ain't spit that one in a minute.
I love it though. I love
it. Yeah. But that's just a little bit. It's just a taste, man. I want to give too much out because, like I said, me and him are, me and Yanapak are really working on some fire right now. And actually, this next CD that we're doing is more so dedicated to worship. So even that's a different kind of that's a different tone. You hear a lot of people just spitting the truth and just spitting real, but it's like I was dealing with my heart right now as far as worshiping and just taking my relationship with him to the next level. So what does that sound like with me? And being a creator and just so to speak, a jack of all trades or whatnot. But what does that look like to me? And I'm looking forward to it, most definitely. But yeah, man, yeah. But transform, hang on, and like I said, look out for Messiah Music Movement, coming soon, most definitely. Kind of like a reemergence, so to speak. It's been a minute since we did something last, and even he was on the Logos Classic actually. Yanapak was, so that was interesting too. But like they say, things get greater, like fine wine. It gets greater over time, so to speak. So it's like I'm expecting to Abiyah even better this next musical project that me and him are going to be a part of.
Man, well, look, from what you just let me hear, I'm looking forward to that, man. Can't wait to hear it.
Hey, man, all praises. Yeah,
so besides the new album and rebooting the Logos Classic, what more can we look forward to?
Like I said, man, creativity. All praises for that. I mean, I want to talk to Sister Delta about a few things, man. But just I was thinking about more so a cooking show down the line, and even that's a part of my testimony on the side too, man. Because I'm straight plant-based, straight Genesis 1 and 29, and have been for a long time now. Now I was at 613 pounds at one time, man, and this was after coming into the truth. And like even after, doing a 40-day fast and, doing what I thought the scriptures had told me to do and still falling back into more so addictive habits. And I'm going to get to that testimony too. I'm going to get a chance to do a little bit more polished and, clean. But all praises, like I said, I'm about 2 pounds down. And like I said, I'm just grateful, man. It got jet black for me at one time, but it's just... I believe I had said the realest prayer at that time. And it was just, Abiyah, either take my life this night and use me as an example of what not to do and make it blatant in front of everybody, or let me know where I fell off at because I did everything I thought I was supposed to do. And at that point, I was really just distraught and I didn't understand why the enemy kept getting at me and kept, a foothold as far as addiction goes, keep falling back into it. And that was when he was like, well, all I heard was Nazarene and Nazarite. I'm like, well, I knew what that was, but I didn't really know what it was. And then when I went online, I found some brothers that were really talking about it. And I really, for the last 2 years, have really been intently studying what that meant. And I'm not going to get into all of that, but even why Christ was considered a Nazarene, the majority of the scriptures, when people looked at him, and it was a whole sect of people, and he came from that sect of Israel, the Nazarites or Nazarenes, but that's a conversation for another day. Long story short, one of those things is, Genesis 1 and 29, going back to how things were. Dominion, when we had dominion, and that was actually the diet that, we ate before sin entered in. Little did I know, going back to Genesis 1 and 29 would literally just unlock Yah to me in a completely different level. And it gave me the power to squash addiction in its tracks. And it's like, I believe Abiyah actually gave me the name Diet of Dominion for me to start calling that. And like I said, I'm still in the midst of that testimony. But like I said, even with the Daniel's diet, and, that's what they call it. When you look at that, we're just getting rid of meat, alcohol, bread, and you know the story, you know, as far as that goes, and how there was power with that too. And it's like, all right, Heavenly Father, but it's just, like I said, I'm 2 years in, and it's like things that, like I said, the enemy just had a foothold on me with, it just dropped off by the wayside. So I'm like, okay, there's more to this than just, you know, being vegan like the world says, but it's like, nah, dedicating your life to Abiyah as far as purity, inside and out. And, you know, and I'm grateful for it. And I've tasted death 2 times, almost 3 times. So, you know, I know it's been knocking at my door multiple times in my life. So it's like, I know that that last time when that had happened, it was my time that time. But like I said, he resuscitated me, most definitely. And I'm just grateful for it. And anytime I got a chance to talk about my testimony, it's like, you guys don't understand. You're looking at a dead man. All of this creativity, all of this, you know, graphic design being made and everything, you realize you're looking at a dead man, you know, type of thing. And honestly, I did dedicate my life to Abba. And really, that's where I'm at right now. And it just is what it is, man. You know, I'm grateful that, you know, you've given me time on your podcast, come over here and kind of chop it up with you. You know, I'm very grateful for that. And I'm just grateful for a lot of things, man. You know, even with this tip that I'm on, or the tip that Abba has me on, just as far as worship goes, it's just like, you know, just being able to look outside and just seeing the beauty of everything. And it's like, even seeing the beauty in the pain, the beauty in the struggle, the beauty in the anguish, the beauty in the addiction, you know, but just being able to see Abba from every which way and still be able to give praise to him in the midst. And it's like, you know, you be hearing that until you really got to go through it, and like the only way you can get that up out of you is to praise, is to worship. Yeah. You know, not to go hit the bottle, not to go to roll a doobie, not to go and pop pills, not to go and call up an old friend, get some, you know what, you know, at y'all knows what time of the night. Like, nah, he's literally at a time like, you gotta go to me. And if you don't, there's no other vice that's going to be able to, you know, give you that comfort, which it was never that. But it was like, you know, now it's just, like I said, it's just a different time. And we're also in an exposing time right now. You know, Abiyah is revealing and exposing. So it's like, now you either just get it right. Why wait to get exposed in front of everybody? Go in the closet. You know what you got to do. You know what you need help with. Consult with Abba and, you know, let him work. But you got to be real with yourself, though. Can't fake the funk, or you can only fake the funk for so long, I should say.
For so long.
You know.
Man, that is on the real, man. And I thank you for sharing those wise words, man, especially about the health, because like even in my situation, I'm trying to stay away from the diabetes. So anything I can learn about health, I'm all for it.
Right. And it's interesting you say that, bro. The world knows this. Why is it that you got Dr. Sabi's out there and him, you know, with the diet? And mind you, that was Genesis 1:29 too. He was able to cure AIDS and cure cancer and all this other stuff. So the world, and I don't know if, you know, what his spiritual dynamics were, but how is it that they know that, but us, the firstborn, you know, connected to Yah, like these, son, we connected like these. And, you know, but when we talk about, you know, things like that, bro, I've gotten ridiculed so much, it's ridiculous, but it's like the world knows. But when it comes to health and when it comes to our body, nah, you know, you don't want to, it's like, we got to do better. Our body is the temple in which Abba resides. And so it's like, let's have a little bit of respect for that. And it's like, real talk, let's have a little bit of respect for that. If Hamashiach in his flesh form came in here, would you really just smoke up a doobie and start and passing it back and forth? And if you say, yeah, I know you're lying. Cut it out. You wouldn't want to do that in the presence of that much righteousness. You saw it with Moses. Hey, take off your feet. You're on holy ground. You know, that's how Abba is. So it's like, it's time for us to, you know, level up as far as our, well, it was time for me. You know, y'all do what you want to do. Every man has his own choice. It is what it is. But it's like, bruh, let's take our level of dedication to the next level. And everybody knows where they have to do it at. They already know. It's nothing that I have to tell them because they already know. I already knew. That's how I know y'all already know. You know, type of thing. So it's, and nobody's you know, condemning you. I'm you know, I'm about compassion over condemnation. any day. I know that we had weaknesses. I know at one point in time I was doing whatever, and Abba still pulled me out of the darkness into his marvelous light. Let's not forget about the parable of the prodigal son and the continence of the father. You know, he was happy to see his son come back. Kill the fattened calf. Let's do a big old party. Let's put a ring on it, put the robe on him.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad my son is back. You know, there wasn't discipline. How dare you? There wasn't condemnation. No, it was love. It was perfect love.
True.
Not forget about that's who Abba Yah is in his purest form. That's why we were created in the Garden of Eden, because of that perfect love. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah.
And let's not forget about the dominion being restored after Hamashiach did what he did. We got dominion back. So let's get back to that perfect love, so we can get back to creating and doing dope stuff amongst Israel and the world, so they'll see what's going on. You know, it's not enough compassion out there. It's not enough compassion out there. I will say it again. It's not enough compassion out there, based on the level of wickedness that we've done in our, you know, our track record. Come on now, judge not that ye be judged with the same judgment. This is another reason why people are getting exposed right now, because those same people that's pointing the fingers, now all of a sudden you slipping and falling in, your closet done been open. Now all of your skeletons is all over the place doing dances and stuff. It's not okay. It's not okay to be judgmental like that. You know, and I did, like I said, you don't have to listen if you don't want to, but those that are operating under that judgmental type spirit, that condemnation type spirit, that's the first ones that Abba is exposing. And I just had my own exposing a little issue about a month ago. And Abba Yah brought some things to the surface that, hey, I thought that was gone and done and over with. And that's another thing, you know, and men, I feel like us as men deal with this a lot because we're taught to suppress a lot of things. You know, women, they'll say whatever, let it all out and everything. And that's why I'm grateful that Abba Yah kind of has me in this spirit of worship, because it's like there's no more suppressing, but it's like, you know, to suppress something, it's more so like a seed, and you plant the seed. And then when that seed grows, you know, now you got to deal with a whole different thing. Instead of asking Abba Yah to remove that when it first happened, no, you suppressed it. Instead of crying out, you know, you suppressed it. Now you got to deal with something else. And that can turn to either bitterness or hate or another addiction or whatever the case may be. And you're wondering why abundance can't flow in your life. You wonder why prosperity is not flowing, or you just struggling. It's because of that. You know, you got to get that up out of you. You know, that whole repenting and just having a contrite heart and just being honest with the Most High and being honest with yourself. You know, it's just so powerful, man. But it's no need to fake the funk. In the real talk, and why I believe the people are faking the funk is because of all of these Israelite Negroes or Negroites out here are so gun-ho on the judgmental aspect of it. So even when they do want to come to people like, look, man, you already know you about to get the sheath. You about to get the sword, you know, in your kidney. And it's like, bro, that's not right. It's not right. When you know that you didn't sin, you know you didn't fell short. You know you wish that somebody had compassion on you in your darkest hour.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, we as men, and this isn't really for the women, but we as men need to come together and really start strengthening, you know, our ox and chill with just chill out with the judgment, man. And by no means am I saying go out, and obviously the wages of sin is death. I'm not saying that it's not, but I'm also saying that, you know, why are you beating a man down when he's at his lowest? That doesn't help. I could have sworn Hamashiach said, you know, go and sin no more. I don't condemn you. Where are the people that are accusing you? Oh, nowhere? Okay, I don't condemn you either. Go and sin no more. When he was talking to that chick, you know what I'm talking about? Paraphrasing, but even his mentality was the same thing. So how is it that our King, our Savior, our Master, he can have compassion and not have judgment and really want to heal, deliver, and set the captive free? But then when it comes to us, that's not even on the same level. Somebody say one thing wrong, then you want to stone them or want to give him 150 scriptures on how horrible he is and how his chestnuts are about to roast on an open fire. It's not right. No, it's wicked as hell, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And the judgment is coming for those people first. Man. Compassion over condemnation.
You
That's all I gotta say.
For sure. You know what, man? Shout out to the singer Xamaran. We was talking about that on Facebook. Like he was saying some of the same things you said, and I was like, yeah, that's true. Folks need to be more understanding, man.
And that's the sad thing, bro, because the world, they take care of theirs.
Yeah.
We are children of compassion. We are children of love. We are children of light. And the wicked know how to, but we don't? That's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm all praises, and I'm praying that those problems get solved immediately before it's all over with.
Oh, they will. It doesn't have a choice for it to, because that's Abba's working that out right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, well, ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, man. This has been another great conversation at IMTV Talks, man. I just thank you once again, David Miles, for coming through and just sharing your wisdom. Everything you said here needed to be said, and it needs to be heard.
Hey, all praises, man. It's Abiyah. It ain't me, man. Like I said, I don't exist.
For sure, man. Well, with that being said, we're going to check out and get into some more righteous music. This your Joel Judah with David Myers. We checking out. We just want to say much love. Continue to love the Most High, love each other, and love yourselves. Take care, y'all.
Shalom, shalom.
Problems in my life, things ain't going right. Had to move with faith, I can't go by sight. Take me by my hand when things are going crazy. Said you never leave and you won't forsake me. Hey. Problems in my life, things ain't going right. Had to move with faith, I can't go by sight. Take me by my hand when things are going crazy. Said you never leave and you won't forsake me.
God would never leave, he got my back like a chiropractor. Middle his skin, I'm like a subcontractor. OG fly like a pterodactyl. Woo! Yes, I am dynamic. I got God protecting me, so there's no need to panic. Advantage, I laid it at his feet and the haters can't understand it. Let me get specific, they wear the salt, they like the Atlantic. Barracudas and sharks, all trying to drown the kid. Guess what, this kid can swim, but I really don't have to swim. Cause the one I follow never ever seen his feet get wet. Never seen his feet submerged. To the fish he stand up very high, looking just like a bird. To the fish he stand up very high, looking just like a bird.
Problems in my life, things ain't going right. Had to move with faith, I can't go by sight. Take me by my hand when things are going crazy. Said you never leave and you won't forsake me. Hey. Problems in my life, things ain't going right. Had to move with faith, I can't go by sight. Take me by my hand when things are going crazy. Said you never leave and you won't forsake me. First off, man, I trust God. Patient, never rush God. Going hard, he's a tough guy. Miracles, that's just God. Enemies can't touch God. Can't silence or hush God. Can't complain, I won't fuss God. You came through in the clutch, God. Sovereign and you reign. Just stay the same, you don't change. Because of you, I gain. My enemies get slain. Come on, you say so and there's overflow. You show me the way I'm supposed to go. Without you, I can't grow. So I lay low and stay close. I follow your lead and all. Forever in need and all. Grace, I receive it all, and never need it all. I follow your lead, of course, forever in need, of course. Your grace I receive, of course, and never leave, of course. Problems in my life, things ain't going right. Had to move with faith, I can't go by sight. Take me by my hand when things are going crazy. Said you never leave and you won't forsake me. Hey. Problems in my life, things ain't going right. Had to move with faith, I can't go by sight. Take me by my hand when things are going crazy. Said you never leave and you won't forsake me.
They want me to get in my bag. I thought I was already in it. So I pray to the Father, please let me go harder. I'm trying to reach him through the scripture. I'm trying to paint a bigger picture. I'm trying to make the message more clear. So I started studying more, get so deep in the word. I was falling asleep on the scripture. I started writing verses in my sleep. Waking up, couldn't hold my peace. I was feeling like Jeremiah. I cannot stay, I cannot stay. So I booked the flight to the A. Told my driver, please don't be late. I got a message I need to relate. I gotta intervene before it's too late. All we like sheep have gone astray. Everyone has gone his own way. But he brought me out of a horrible pit, out of the miry clay, so I can relate. Cause if it wasn't for his grace, I wouldn't be here today. That's how I know it's at stake. That's how I know that it's never too late to repent and be saved. It's never too late, it's never too late. It's never too late, never too late to repent and be saved. It's never too late, it's never too late. It's never too late, never too late to repent and be saved. I remember them days I didn't have a dime to my name. I was so bored that I couldn't maintain. In and out of court from being detained. It was a shame. Drink a bottle, they would keep me sane. Pass a bottle, you could hold a chase. I was doing anything to escape. You name it, finding myself in unfamiliar places. Thank God he kept me safe, cause I done been through some situations that should have put me in my grave. Despite being in those situations, I was still stuck in my ways. But that day I woke up on the jail cell floor was the icing on the cake. I was desperately praying for change. I had a choice I had to make. Either I would live for the Lord or die in the world. Which option would you take? The Lord said we will find life if we lose our life for his sake. So there is a better way, and you too can see better days. Cause it's never too late. It's never too late. It's never too late, never too late to repent and be saved. It's never too late, it's never too late. It's never too late, never too late to repent and be saved. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, then all things will be added to you. Look at me, I'm living proof, I can testify. I've seen the proof that if we confess our sins, the Lord is faithful to forgive. He will cleanse us from our unrighteousness. He said, cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded. We can't be blinded by trivial things that divide us from the love of God. Cause heaven and earth will pass away, but the word of God will stand forever. That's why my sight is not set on earth, but on the things that come thereafter. I'm on a different mission, cause righteousness is my only ambition. I'm trying to lead you to the water, but I also urge you to drink so you can taste and see that the Lord is good. His word is sure, his mercy endured. If you turn your life over to the Lord, you can be restored through his word. It's never too late, it's never too late. It's never too late, never too late to repent and be saved. It's never too late, it's never too late. It's never too late, never too late to repent and be saved. It's never too late, it's never too late. It's never too late, never too late to repent and be saved. It's never too late, it's never too late. It's never too late, never too late to repent and be saved.
What up, my people? Shalom, shalom. Welcome to another great conversation at IMTV Talks with your host, your friendly neighborhood DJ, aka J.O.L. Judah. Man, I got the man of the hour with me. Man, if you want to know some stuff about some cars, this is the man to talk to. I am talking with my boy Alicio, aka Kingdom Support. How you doing, man?
I'm great, man. Kingdom Supporter is here, bro, man. I'm here from the KS Radio Show. I'm here from the Exclusive Live Radio Show. I'm here from KS, man. I do a little bit of everything.
Love it. Man, so can you let the people know where you're from?
So, originally, I am born and raised in Gary, Indiana. And my mother moved me and my younger sister to Cincinnati, Ohio, where I am now, in 2001. And then I spent my middle school years, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade in Hampton, Virginia. So 2003 to 2005, and then I came back to Cincinnati in 2005, where I started high school, and then I've been here since then. So.
That's what's up, man. And can you share with the people how you begin walking with the Most High?
So of course, who is raised in either single family homes or your parents were married. If you're black, you were dragged to church. Okay.
Yes.
so my mom, she drug us to church. Until eventually we got it for ourselves, right? Of course, at an older age, at a later age, we veered off and did our own things. My sister Alexis went off to college, and she finally solidified her relationship with the Lord. And then, me going through, a mist of, breakups and heartbreaks and, just not knowing where to turn to at the age of, 17, 18, fresh out of high school. Had a long relationship with my girlfriend at the time. And, I found out that she cheated. and she told me that she cheated. I kind of felt it in my heart, and then you know, I didn't. It's not saying like I want to break it off with her, but she broke it off with me, right? In the midst of her doing wrong, she didn't even apologize. She just broke it off with me. So in that moment, for the first time in my life, I picked up the Bible for myself at the age of 18, and you know, I just cried out to the Lord. I just cried out to the Lord, and in that moment, in that time, I just felt His arms wrapped around me, right? So since then, I have been walking with the Lord, and that was maybe 2010, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2010, 2011. No, 2010. Maybe 2009. Maybe the later months in 2009, going into the brand new year 2010. And I've been walking with him since. After you know, picking up the Bible and you know, reading for myself, God comforted me in that season. He opened up a door for me to go on the road with Eddie James Ministries, which was in 2010. And Eddie, at the time, he was looking for more African American dancers. And at the same time, at my local church, Tristone New Beginnings, I was trying to start like a Christian hip hop stepping team, right? And we were taking volunteers and we was trying to get everything off the ground. It was a struggle, of course. So since David, I think that was the keyboard's name, David knew what I was trying to do, and I'm guessing Eddie or somebody from the church reached out to David because he was over the music, so he knew people who would be interested. And at the time, Eddie was looking for more African American dancers, and he called me down, like after the benediction, you know, like after church, people gather around and like socialize. David called me down. He called me down. Was like, "Hey, yo, come here, Alicia." So I went down and I found out, you know, what he wanted, and you know, he sent me down after the congregation had got, you know, everybody had left church, right? So he was like, "Did you enjoy what you had saw today?" And it was my first time ever seeing Eddie James Ministries, you know, in full aspect, right? From the painting to the dancing and even Eddie preaching. First time ever. And I was like, yeah, man, I really enjoy, you know, seeing the dances. I really enjoy you know, everything that Eddie did. He was like, how do you feel about like if you had a chance to go with them and do what they do, would you do it? And I was like, absolutely. Like, I'll leave today. I go home and pack a bag right now. And he was like, well, that's kind of the answer that I was looking for, because I knew what you were trying to do here at the church. And Eddie, as of right now, is looking for more African American dancers. Funny thing, Joel, is the Friday. So that was on a Sunday. The Friday, I had just got my last check for my job, and they had told us on Friday that the production was going to slow down. So I had just got my check, and in the midst of looking for more work as an 18-year-old kid, God opened up a door. So I went on the road with Eddie James for about a month and a half or 2 months, and when I say we were in a different city every night, that's not an exaggeration. Like I met them Sunday. No. I met them Monday afternoon in Portsmouth, Ohio, which is like 3 hours away. And then I rode with the road manager to West Virginia because that's where they work. So they left Cincinnati, they went right to West Virginia in the same day. And then I joined with the team in West Virginia, and we went to like DC. We went to like another area close to DC. We went to like somewhere in New Jersey. Then we went from New Jersey all the way to Arizona. Like, what? Like, bro, we was on the road for like a whole day. I was like, bro, we ain't there yet. What is happening? We've been on the road all morning. The sun that went down, the sun that came up and went down, and we still on the road, bro. Where are we going? So we went from Arizona at a Indian it wasn't like a consecration camp or nothing like that, but it was like a private area basically, where the Indians were raised, and they had mountains and cliffs and everything. So we spent about a week there, and you know, we did street ministry outside of the stores, handing out flyers for the upcoming event where we were going to be at in the gymnasium. And you know, I really took, you know, it gave me a real eye-opening experience of who Jesus was, because it was Jesus on the bus, it was Jesus at the events, it was Jesus in the dance practices, And you know, it really opened up my eyes to who Jesus was, and you know how fellowship is supposed to be, how you're supposed to be in constant relationship with Jesus since then. And when I got back to Cincinnati, I jumped on the PlayStation 3. The PlayStation 3 at the time, and I found out about PlayStation Home, and I started doing ministry on the PlayStation Home. So,
Okay.
took my relationship serious, and then in 2013, I got introduced to the Christian concerts here in Cincinnati, and I've been in go mode ever since, dog.
Man, that's what's up. So, I wanted to share real quick, like, I never said, like, I had Frederick on the show not too long ago.
I saw that.
I didn't tell him this, but I've always known about him and y'all. Like, I've always known about CLMG.
Yeah.
I've always known about the KS radio show because when I first heard about you, it was like 2017.
Mm-hmm.
But I was going through so much behind the scenes. That's why I'm just now coming out in 2024. But I wanted to ask, like, how did the KS radio show get started?
That's a funny story in itself. So, December 2015, right? So you know, December got what, 30 days in it, 31 days in it. So a good friend of mine is Ricardo Lambert, aka RL Music. RL Music, he did the logo for the KS radio show and for Cruising with KS. So he's a very talented man of God, and he sings and he does ministry while he was here in Cincinnati. So RL hit me up. It was like December 18th, I think so. Don't quote me on that. December 18th, 2015. He was like, or maybe either he hit me up or he saw me at a Christian concert and was like, bro, I want to make a tribute song to you, specifically to you, because of all the support that you do, that you give us, specifically artists in the city of Cincinnati. Because you know, you come to every concert, you buy multiple tickets, you bring your family and your friends and church members, you buy merch, you buy multiple CDs. I don't know what you do with them, but you buy multiple CDs. And bro, like you're a real kingdom supporter to all the talent here in Cincinnati. So I'm gonna call you KS. Hey, okay, I'm fine with that. So he gave me the nickname KS, and in another chat box or in another inbox, Orlando hit me up. Orlando now does the show with Berty, and Orlando hit me up and was like, "Bro, I got this radio network, and I would love for you to, you know, be a part of it in 2016. How would you feel about having a show centered around you? You know, pray about it and let me know about January, whatever." So RL hit me up, and Orlando hit me up. So Orlando had the radio plug, and RL again. I already had all the connections to the inner city artists because I've been going to concerts since 2013. So 2014 still going to concerts. 2015 still going to concerts. This is December 2015 when all this came about. So RL invited me out to his house. He you know, he had been in contact with the rough draft. With, you know, he made the beat from scratch, and then he sung on it, and I didn't have to do anything. So,
man.
So I went out to his house and I recorded my little part in 2015, and then January 23rd, 2016, I had my very first interview. My first interview was with J-Nib. He still goes by J-Nib even right now, and I have celebrated 9 years in radio, and it's been a blessing ever since. So the KS Radio Show started January 23rd, 2016. It started out as a bi-weekly show, and of course it's different from any other, you know, radio platforms that you guys listen to on AM FM stations, because AM FM stations, they only play music, right? I mean, you know, every now and then they do an interview with somebody, but it's really short. My show, on the other hand, I interview a guest, I get their testimony, whether they are a musician, artist, painter, pastor, prophet, author, organizer, whoever, wherever. You feel me? And I love to, you know, I love to hear the testimonies, because it's only by Jesus' blood and our testimony is that how we overcome. So I take people's testimony serious, and it's, you know, it's art form in itself. And that's what the KS Radio Show is about. So from January until about April 2016, it was a bi-weekly show. When April hit, it became a weekly show. So every Friday I had a different guest. And it's been a weekly show since 2016. Of course, you know, every now and then I take my breaks in between if God pulls me in another direction. But since 2016, I've been on the battlefield for the Lord, and that's when the KS Radio Show started.
Man, for sure. And like, not only is it a dope show, but like the cars you show everybody, the videos, the clips you send us is amazing. Like, how did you get into cruising with KS?
So as much as I have, you know, loved my mom all my life, my mom can tell you the story that I have been liking cars all my life, bro. And it takes the story of her telling people that around maybe 3, you know, still in diapers or whatever, I would take a small Hot Wheel car while we lived in Vegas, and I would race it around her 8-track. And she didn't like that. She did not like that. I'm not sure how big the Hot Wheel was or how little it was, but I'm guessing that because of the car, I used to scratch up the disc or whatever. Anyway, she didn't like it. Anyway, I've been a car enthusiast all my life. And me and my son, Tristan, and I, we started going to car meets here in Cincinnati, Ohio, in 2021. It was either March or April 2021, maybe even early May 2021. And I started the channel Cruising with KS after being let go from, well, I guess you could say let go for the summer from a school that I was working with at the time in 2022. And, you know, they was like, oh, okay, well, we don't have any funds for the summer, so there's not going to be any summer program. But when the school year starts back up, if we want to bring you back, we'll give you a call in August before the school year starts back, whatever. So I never got that call. But while she was telling me in May, the principal was like, hey, we don't have the funds. And as she's talking to me in my face, I hear the Holy Spirit say, start the channel. Start what channel? What are you talking about? and again, I have been going to car shows with Tristan since 2021. So that's the only thing that I can think of. So I have been taking pictures and you know, since 2021. Like, I've never recorded any videos or anything like that. But like, I had enough content to make a slash show, to start a channel, to start an Instagram page since 2021. So, you know, I drug my feet because it's May. Still got to pay rent for July. Still got to pay rent for August. Well, what do you mean start the channel? So I drug my feet. So after I left, so she told me at 2 o'clock that, hey, we don't have any more finances to bring you back for the summer. So I left that school and I went right to Dave & Buster's. And I was like, hey, bro, I got some free time now. Do you guys have any positions open? So I worked. So he told me yes, and he told me that I was working with the cleaning crew that comes in at 7 a.m. every day. And you know, so I found a job to keep the income coming in, right? And while I'm still going to car shows, right? So eventually, I stopped dragging my feet. I talked to 3 good friends. I talked to Wordrat, talked to Josiah, and I talked to Corey. All 3 of them are car enthusiasts in their own rights, right? Wordrat, he likes bikes more than cars, but anyway, trusted friends gave me all yeses. My question was simply, hey, bro, if I started a YouTube channel, would you like the content? Would you watch the content? Everybody told me yes, and then I contacted RL to make the logo, and I told him exactly what I wanted. I was like, bro, I just want a picture of me in a red Lamborghini. Do whatever you want to do after that. And while I'm at a car show on a Saturday, he sends me a Facebook message with the new logo. Not only with the new logo, but he had a couple of graphic pieces with it as well that I still haven't even used to this day. And, you know, that's how Cruising with KS started. And I want to say that Friday, which was the day before, August 21st, 2022, I was Instacarting. So I was Instacarting and I was, you know, working my day-to-day job at Dave & Buster's cleaning. Friday, when I got off work, or maybe I had decided that I wasn't going back to Dave & Buster's. I don't know. Anyway, it was a Friday. I was Instacarting. I would never forget this. I had picked up the groceries from the store, and I had took them to the person's house. On my way to the person's house, I saw a white Porsche, and I was like, "This is the moment."
Yeah.
So why not? So like I'm still taking pictures. So like I know I delivered the food, came back to the store that I had just saw the Porsche at, did a little walk around video. I was like, okay, what's next? So I got home, I made the YouTube banner, I made the cover art that you guys see, and then I started the Instagram page all in the same day. And you know, it was difficult because I didn't know, because again, I already had the KS Radio Show YouTube channel popping off with the concert footage, with stuff like being a dad, taking my son to the park and stuff like that. So do I start a new YouTube channel, or do I build on the one that I already had? And I did my research, and you know, research told me that it was better to start from ground up. So I made a whole nother email, then I made the cover arts, and then I started the YouTube channel. And after that, upload. What's gonna be my first video? Should I do it in the car? Should I do it outside? What should I say? Blah blah blah. And then after that video went up and was posted, I did more research to find out what would be better times to upload versus short content, which is like this, or long form content like this. And both of those come with 2 different time frames to upload and what hashtags to use. I watched 2 videos from the same content creator, gave me all the information I needed, and I hit the ground running. Bro, I was running like a freaking greyhound in a dog race. I hit the ground running, bro, and I never looked back. On top of still going to, you know, car events every Saturday or whenever I get a chance to. So that's how the Cruising with KS started, and I named it Cruising with KS because my nickname is KS already from the KS Radio Show. So people already know me as KS in the faith-based community. So I'm still KS, I'm just in the car community. So, and you know, I didn't know what to call it. And I was like, maybe I should call it Cruising with KS, and instead of a C, switch it out for a K for marketing purposes to be unique, right? Yeah. And I ran with it. And here I am now, 2 years later, almost about to monetize the channel. And you know, I'm getting noticed in the car community from the different organizers, even people out of town who don't even know me reach out. It's been a blessing, bro. It's been a blessing. It's been a blessing for my son and myself, and I'm thankful that. I'm sorry, Lord, that I drug my feet from June, July, and August of 2022, but I started the channel, and here I am.
Man, super cool, man. So I heard Frederick's side of the story, but I wanted to ask you, like, how did you, F. Dot, and Jay Jetta come to the point where y'all want to make this huge merger and start the exclusive live radio show?
So for those who haven't noticed, I'm not as active, you know, with Jay Measy doing the Godson podcast, which started around Cruising with KS time frame, right? So because I have the free time now, and I'm not, so to speak, I'm not chasing guests for the KS Radio Show. I'm letting them come to me, right? Because that can be tiring. Finding people to say yes, and then, you know, you book an interview, and then in my case, you make the graphic for the interview, promote the interview, they share the flyer, and then they don't show up. That can be very tiring, very challenging, right? So you know, I took a break because I wanted. So the Lord told me to pivot from the KS Radio Show to, you know, doing the car stuff, and, you know, every now and then hosting concerts if I'm available. So while I had the free time, Jamie and I are not doing interviews. I'm not doing interviews for, you know, KS Radio Show. So why not use the free time once a month? It's not like every day of the week, is once a month. And because, you know, it's my bro Frederick, he asked, and, you know, I got the free time. We got exclusive music that people haven't heard. People still send me music even now, even when I'm not doing KS Radio Show interviews. People still send me music. So why not take this chance, take this opportunity to band with my brothers? And again, after me and Frederick, we go back since 2017. So he's my bro. He's been on the show at least once a year, if not more times in the 1 year time frame. Every year he's been on the KS Radio Show. I will never forget that, because every now and then Facebook will remind you, hey, this flyer, or you did this. 2 years ago. Hey, you did this 4 years ago. And every time that I have looked at those memories, there's a flyer somewhere in the time frame with Frederick and I. So, and then, you know, J. Jared, I helped inspire J. Jared with my consistency with the KS Radio Show. So when he said J. Jared was going to be part of the clique, why not? I mean, he's a part of CLMG too. So it was a no-brainer, basically. And I love the show that we do. It gives us a chance to not only fellowship, but, you know, just love on the other artists that believe in our platforms. And, you know, it's all three of us coming together with all of our personalities, you know, in different cities, different states. And we all love Jesus and we all love Christian music. So it was a no-brainer, bro. It was a no-brainer. I mean, that was like Jay Meezy hit me up like, hey, bro, Lord put it on my heart to reach out to you to be my co-host. No-brainer. No, I got the free time. Why not let the Lord use me in my free time, right? To help build somebody else's platform, because I've been doing it since 2016. I don't mind taking a break to help build somebody else's platform. I don't mind, you know, sewing into other platforms because, you know, that's what it's all about. Don't be stingy. When I started the KS Radio Show, the Lord told me while I was at a concert. No, I take that back. I was at work. And I got this word. Don't be stingy with your gift. I mean, don't be stingy with your gift. No. Don't be stingy with your support. Otherwise, your talent won't go far. I was like, where's a notebook at? I need to write that down. It's 3 a.m. in the morning. Where is a notebook at? I need to write that down. And it's been sewn on my heart since. So I always want to give support. I always want to, you know, show love because, you know, that's what fuels me. That's what fuels Elysia. That's what fuels KS. And I take high honor, high privilege in either connecting people or, you know, assisting and doing the background work. Stuff that people don't even think that I'm doing. Sending graphics, sending music, you know, connecting people. Like if you were shooting a music video in your city, I'm reaching out to the car enthusiasts that I know to see if anybody's available to let me use their car. Cause I'm just that type of person, man. Like D Black is down in Kissimmee, Florida, which is not too far from Orlando. He made a post. He was making a video for Lamborghini doors, or that he was looking for a Lamborghini. Bro, I picked up the phone. I called Orlando dealerships. I called private people that I knew they had Lamborghinis. That I made a post. I called Enterprise, and I was like, bro, like, where, if I was shooting a music video in Kissimmee, where would I look for a Lamborghini for a cheap price or for free? And, you know, they told me, and D Black didn't even ask me to do that. But when I got the information, I commented on this post. And again, he didn't ask me to do that. I gave him the number. I gave him the location. I even gave him the person to talk to or speak to. And he got it all figured out. And then, you know, later on in the day, he called me and he said, thank you, because, you know, you didn't have to do that. But I'm a supporter. That's what I do. If I believe in what you're doing for the Lord, I'm all in. I'm all in. All gas, no brakes when it comes to me.
Oh, man. That's what's up, man. So another question I wanted to ask, man, like, you know, I run with Harvest Music. Mm-hmm. So I want to ask, like, how did y'all get to know that team?
So I, after joining CLMG, I joined CLMG first, and then later on, after J. Jared saw that I was a part of CLMG, I don't know if Frederick approached both of us at the same time, and he just said yes at a later time. But eventually, he joined the team, and when he joined the team, Frederick had a group chat. And, you know, he'll update everybody. Hey, this person's a part of the team. Let's welcome him in. Let's welcome her in. Whatever. And it was one of those situations. So Harvest was still a part of CLMG when I joined. And after Harvest, she branched off and she did her own thing. She sent me the group, the group invite to the page and everything like that. So that's how I got tied in with Harvesty Music. And later on, after accepting the Facebook page invite, Harvest would just like Frederick hit me up in the inbox. Hey, bro, I got this brand new single coming out. Can I get an interview? Bet. So Harvest did the same thing. After she invited me to Harvesty Music group Facebook page, and I liked it. She sent me a flyer or two, and then she asked me, "Can we get an interview?" And you know, with my busy schedule with Jay Meezy, we was able to get everything figured out, and I gave her a time and a date, and then I was able to have all of you guys on. So shout out to Harvest, shout out to Harvest G Music, and I'm glad what she's doing with the team now. Through Harvest, I was able to meet Danielle Speaks. I was able to meet you. I was able to meet all the other members. I think me and Martin, we were already friends, but we wasn't interacting as much. And you know, he does a lot for the team. So I'm thankful that you guys brought him on. And yeah, that's how I got tied into Harvestage Music, just supporting Harvest. And again, I like the Facebook page, and I was fully committed since then.
Man, that's what's up, man. Shout out to my crew, Harvestage Music.
For sure. Doing big things.
Man, man, all praises, man. So I want to do some music inspiration real quick. I'm gonna call out a few songs, and you just share what these songs mean to you. So the first song I want to call is A-Eazy, We Lit.
So funny thing about A-Eazy, you know, he's a Cincinnati artist. That song came out 2018, 2019, maybe 2020, I think so. I can't remember at the moment, but I will say this. A-Eazy has always sent me rough drafts, and A-Eazy was We Lit is the first song that I was mentioning. I don't know what day of the week this was, but he sent me the rough draft as an audio file, as a text message, right? He usually send it in the email as a rough draft, but this time he sent it to my text messages, and I had just put Tristan to bed. I think I was Instacarting at night, and the restaurant wasn't too far from my Tristan's grandparents' house, and I plugged it in the car to play throughout the speakers. And I heard him say something about KS, and I was like, what? I was like, hold on, wait a minute. Let me rewind that back. Did he say something else, or did he say KS? And he said KS. And, you know, I listened to the whole song the whole way home until I got done with my Instacart, and then I texted him. I was like, bro, did you mention me in a song? And he was like, yeah, bro, because of all the support that you continually give me and the artists, you know, here in Cincinnati. And, you know, you don't have to do it, but, you know, I wanted to highlight you. And it's a rough mix, but you can enjoy that as of right now. But I can't wait to show you and let you hear the final mix when it finally gets done. So We Lit will always be a special song in my heart, man. Shout out to A-Eazy. And now he's doing gaming. And now he's doing a different genre of music, but he's going to come back to Christian hip-hop. And just like Frederick, he has reached out every year for an interview. A-Eazy has never told me no when it comes to an interview. So I'm thankful that I'm still able to connect with my bro A-Eazy, and I'm thankful that he mentioned me in a song. Anytime he puts together a video, music video shoot or anything like that, I'm one of the first people that he reaches out to. So I'm thankful, really am.
For sure. Oh yeah, man. Before I forget, you say you out there in Cincinnati, Ohio?
Yes, sir.
Man, I want to give a shout out to my sister in proof, Cameron Joy. She's also out there in Cincinnati. Super talented, man, singer and rapper. If you get a chance, check her out as well. So the next song I want to call out is BRMG Force, and the song is called Out the Grave.
So BRMG Force is a new group organized by Word Rat. Word Rat has a special place in my heart. Shout out to my bro Word Rat. He allowed me to see the promotional clip that they were doing with one of the guys named Yona. It was only Yona's verse, and he showed me the clip, and it was just the lyrics. When I heard them, I was like, whoa, what is this? This is fire, bro. And then I saw them performing live on June 7th when I hosted the concert for their tour here in Cincinnati. And it left me breathless. Okay, it left me speechless to see how much energy that they had on the stage as they were performing, Yona and Nate, and to just see the song come full circle. And it's one of my favorites from the project BRMG Force, which is out right now. So shout out to Where Rat, shout out to everybody that's a part of BRMG Force, and I'm thankful for my bro Where Rat. So yeah, it's one of my favorites. So it's a song that's close to my heart, and it'll always be a vibe to me. It's high energy, and yeah, man, I just love Out the Grave.
Man, that's what's up. And this next artist, like, Salt is Ohio, right?
Salt is also in Cincinnati, Ohio. Yes, sir.
Man, let me tell you something, bro. I miss Jesus a bus, man. I love when they was together as a group. I'm like, I wish they could have stayed together longer, man. But this next song is Salt of the Earth, Counting Blessings.
Counting Blessings is okay. I don't even know how to break this down because I don't know if I heard him perform this first or if it was the first song that I listened to when I copped the album from his website, saltoftheearth.com, called Deeper Than Rap. But it was the first song that I had on repeat, and it's a special song to me because it's a daily reminder that we need to count our blessings, no matter how hard life may be, no matter if you're employed, unemployed, no matter if you get a chance to see your kids as often as you want to, or vice versa, you don't see them at all, or whatever current situation is in your life, you have to always count your blessings. And that's a powerful reminder to me, and I'm sure if you guys listen to the song, it'll be a reminder to you as well that life is not as bad as it seems if you can continually count your blessings. You woke up this morning, you got clothes on your back, you got shoes on your feet, you got air in your lungs, you got a kid that loves you or children that love you. You know your gifts, you know your talents because God gave them to you, and you can walk in your purpose, and you can walk in that authority that God has given you through the gifts. And you got food on your table. You got, even if you don't got food, you got water in the refrigerator. It's different things that you can be thankful for, whether you have all the luxury items that you want to, or that all the material items that you don't have. You still have those most important things in life, which is food, clothes, shelter, roof on your head, food on your table. You got family or friends that love you. Those are blessings, and you got to count them so that you don't weigh yourself down because of your current situation. So counting blessings will be always a favorite of mine. If I had a chance to play it on every interview, I will, because I love it so much. For real, I love the song so much that not only did I download it from the website after giving him a donation, but I went and found the video from his YouTube channel, and I plugged it into the StreamYard when I do my interviews or when I do my live streams. So yeah, I love counting blessings. Shout out to the bro Salt of the Earth. And also, Salt of the Earth is the owner and manufacturer of Red Life Apparel. So Salt of the Earth will always hold a close and dear person to my heart. When he, in, what was it, 2015, 2017 or something, maybe 2018, when he had texted my phone and was like, bro, if you ain't busy on like a Thursday or Saturday or something, Saturday morning, come out to my video shoot. Like it was like a private video shoot type of thing. Like he didn't make a post or nothing like that. But he texted me, he reached out and was like, bro, I would love to have you part of my video, Nothing But the Blood. And he didn't have to do that. Just like A-Easy, he doesn't have to send me songs exclusively while they're in the mixing phase, or as soon as he gets done recording them, or who the next feature is going to be on the track. They don't have to share that information with me. But because of our relationship with each other, because of the bromance, the friendship that we share, they're able to reach out personally. And Counting Blessings will always be a great track for me, and Salt of the Earth will always be one of my top 5 favorite artists in Cincinnati. And when I found out that he was doing hats on his live stream, I was like, bro, come over right after the live stream. I have money for you right now. Come get it. And I was one of the first people in the city to buy this hat, and then I got a black and white hat that you guys have seen me wear on some of my interviews. So yeah, shout out to the bro, Salt of the Earth,
Man, yeah, shout out to Salt, man. So I'm gonna call out one more, and the artist, his name is Flyboy, and the song is called Volume.
So Flyboy, as of right now, does not do music. Volume is from 2014, 2015. Is one of the first songs that I heard that really got me hyped here in the Cincinnati area during that time frame. And and I think Salt of the Earth, AEZ, Big C, all them, you know, they would come to the concert because we would support each other as artists and, you know, just people in the faith. And Volume was one of the tracks that had everybody interacted, everybody jumping, and it will always be one of my favorites. Clip full of fire, we don't mess around. Bro, what? Bro, man, bro, if you had the song, I would ask you to play it right now. But I love Volume. It's one of my favorite tracks to get hype off of. And, you know, Flyboy, a.k.a. Herman Noah, is what he goes by now. Will always be a close brother of mine. When you know, just like AEZ, when he was struggling down and out with depression, like he'd call me and stuff like that. And Flyboy as well. Flyboy would call me. He was like, "Hey, bro, like I'm a little short on finances, or like I need prayer or whatever." Like, just because we have that personal relationship, that he's not afraid to reach out, and vice versa. With me and my child's mother, when we were going through, you know, a tough time, when Tristan was a little younger, I would reach out to Flyboy, and like, you know, he'll pray for me, and vice versa. And like, I would ask him, like, because at the time he was married, so like I would ask him, like bro, like how do you do it? Because I know it's not, you know, it's not always a good day. And you know, with me being in this situation with my child's mother, she can be a little aggressive with her words. Like, how do you still show love to the woman, you know, and treat her the same way Christ does, and she's attacking you? So like he encouraged me a lot, and we would spend hours on the phone, bro, and I'm really thankful. A lot of prayers and a lot of personal time with Jesus, and a lot of phone conversations with people like Word Rat and Flyboy is how I'm stitched and niched to be the man that I am today. So I'm thankful for those conversations. And again, Flyboy will always hold a close. He will always be a part of my heart, for real, for real.
Man, that's what's up, man. So, besides cruising with KS and Exclusive Life, what more can we expect, man, from KS, man?
Just follow me on social media, because I don't know what I'm doing, when I'm doing it. Just pay close attention.
That's what's up.
I'm doing a little bit of everything, man. I'm doing a little bit of everything from making graphics with my sister, Kanisha, and her business, All Things Essential Oils and More, from, you know, organizing and doing live streams on StreamYard, helping people start their StreamYard, just graphic design, car shows, being a dad. You never know what you're going to get from KS on any given day. So just follow me to stay in tune and stay in touch.
Man, for sure. Well, y'all heard it, man. Make sure y'all keep up with KS, whether you're listening to some music, whether you're cruising with them. Stay locked in at all times. Man, kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another great conversation at IMTV Talks with J.O.L. Judah and the bro KS, man. I thank you once again for coming through and being on the show.
Amen, bro, man. We got to be a supporter of everybody's platform, and I'm thankful and honored that you asked me to be a guest. Or maybe I'll bombard it my way onto the show. But I thank you, bro.
Oh, man, I appreciate you coming through, man, and sharing your wisdom with us. Look, everything you said needed to be heard. Look, it needed to be said, and folks need to hear it, man, for sure.
Amen. Well, again, I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you for asking me. And it's been a great show, and just continue to do God's will, man. And if it's something new that God wants you to do it anyway. Again, I started cruising with KS without knowing all the ins and outs of YouTube, without all the ins and outs of the car community. And they accepted me. They accepted me without even knowing who I was. And now it's paying off. And I'm about to monetize the YouTube channel. It took me 2 months or whatever because I struggled and I drug my feet. Forgive me, Lord. But I'm thankful that I joined the car community with Cruising with KS. And I'm also thankful that God is still working in my life. For my son, he enjoys the cars. He enjoys the interviews as well. And I'm at a place where I am truly thankful. I mean, it may look like I'm busy because I am, but reach out to me, inbox me if you guys need prayer. If you guys want additional links, I can send those to you. And I'm always down to support other people. That's why I'm KS, Kingdom Supporter. Okay, let's get it. Let's go.
For sure. So, man, as we cruise up out of here, we're about to get into some more of this righteous music. Once again, it's J.U.L. Judah, your friendly neighborhood DJ, checking out with KS. I just want to say much love. Continue to love the Most High, love each other, and love yourselves. Take care, y'all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are blessed in the city, in the field, where we come, where we go. We all blessed in God's eyes. Recognize. Yes, sir. Hey, hey. Blessed in the city, blessed in the field. Ain't no denying that my God is real. And I'm blessed when I come and go. How do you know? Cause the Bible says so. I feel like casting down every stronghold. Won't be fold, let the truth be told. Still on the road, but I can't be stopped. The Lord is on my side, ain't no way I can flop. I'ma rise to the top. Not down bottom, my blessings around the corner, and I got them. I got them in my praise, I got them in my voice. I'm stomping on the devil's head with no remorse. And yes, I made a choice to be with my Savior. Don't have a lot of money, but I got a lot of favor. I feel like God about to do something major. You might not get it now, but y'all get it later. But I feel good from my head to my shoes. I feel great from hearing the good news. New and refreshed, I can feel it in my chest. Nevertheless, I must confess that I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. Say that stress, keep that mess. Look at me, bro. I am blessed. I will bless the Lord at all times. Bless him with a song or bless him with a rhyme. Man, I told Satan, go and get thee behind. To God be the glory, cause victory is mine. And I feel blessed by the way I walk. I feel blessed by the way I talk. God still loves me when I'm in my faults. Cause Jesus Christ paid the cost on that cross. Can't take a loss, so I gotta win. Because I'm tired of losing when I'm in sin. I've been through hell and I ain't going back again. Cause God got my back from beginning to the end. Yes, I'm going in, and I'ma go hard. I can't go home cause I came too far. I gotta keep moving, can't stop now. Can't even quit, bro, I don't know how. But I feel good from my head to my shoes. I feel great from hearing the good news. New and refreshed, I can feel it in my chest. Nevertheless, I must confess that I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. Say that stress, keep that mess. Look at me, bro. I am blessed. Get like you, no, get like me. Without God, tell me where can I be? Probably in the streets where I don't need to be. But I'm in the church serving G.O.D. I don't mean to boast and I don't mean to brag, but I got a good look, cause I get it from my dad. I know Satan hating and I know it's real mad, cause I got a new look and I got a new swag. Now I'm about to shut down all Satan's schemes. By all means, getting praise to the King. And through Christ I can do all things. That's Philippians chapter 4 verse 13. I ain't got time for that stress. Go ahead, haters, y'all can keep that mess. Look at your neighbor, tell him I got next. Cause I am, you are, we are blessed. But I feel good from my head to my shoes. I feel great from hearing the good news. New and refreshed, I can feel it in my chest. Nevertheless, I must confess that I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. Say that stress, keep that mess. Look at me, bro. I am